baseball really saved his life.
Alec as a person has always been competitive, but he's always been that individual that was a team player, always there for others, would always get to practice early, leave late, was willing to put in the time and effort, whatever it took.
Selfless, he'd give his shirt off his back to anybody. He is so caring.
Been playing baseball since I could remember. It was my favorite thing to do. Hobby, just love it. And first time I went on the field, I knew that was it for me and nothing else.
And you love guys like that that just want to be out here, no matter if they're doing well, if they're doing bad, if the team is winning or losing, they like the atmosphere of just being in that team camaraderie.
I think I was in the bullpen with a couple guys, and the remainder of the pitchers were supposed to be doing their thing, and as high school guys do sometimes, they kind of get off their path. So I just stopped, and I just said, well, we're going to run a little bit so we all can get back and get in the right direction.
I actually thought someone had kicked me in the leg, and I kept running, and I was like, there's something wrong with my leg. Coach, I can't run. But then it just started to swell up, and waited a few days and tried to go on it again and couldn't really walk.
And districts were coming up, and I said, let's go ahead and get you into the doctor's office in the morning and let's find out what's going on. We met with the doctors that Thursday morning, and they said, we're going to do an x-ray. He pulls up the x-rays and looks at us and says, Alec, you have a 4-inch tumor in your leg, in your fibula. When they did the biopsy and we're waiting for the results, I was in the kitchen and we got a phone call from the doctor, and Stacy took the call. And she went out back into the backyard. And I'll never forget, as I walked out of the kitchen into the family room, Alec came out of the bedroom, and we caught eyes. And at the same time, we looked outside and saw Stacy on the phone. And I'll never forget that when she lost it and started crying, I looked over at Alec, and I just, it's like it was yesterday. And he goes, Dad, I have cancer. When you see that, and your son and Stacy, how she's reacting, you just realize that it's real.
So from there, our journey began. And we went and started his chemotherapy for Ewing sarcoma. But to get there, and we're not talking just, being sick or hair loss, you find out along the way that you actually have a gene mutation for chemotherapy, which means you are allergic. His body rejected it. It did not want it, but then knew in order to beat the cancer, we got to keep going forward.
Once he turned 18, he made the transition to Moffitt. And I'll never forget that when the first day of chemo treatment, and outside the door was a sign.
And I took a picture because it said, courage is being scared to death, but saddling up anyways. And I tell you, that kid is saddled up. He is saddled up for 13 cycles. He is amazing. He did not give up.
You have a teammate that's in need. And this is more than just baseball, it's about family. You're gonna know these guys and talk, and you guys will have fun and laughs for years to come. And this will be something that you guys have to rally around. And so obviously when we're playing our rival, Jesuit, it's huge. And we pulled it out and beat them on their field. But more special than that, I think the kids immediately doing my end of the game meeting, I'm thanking them, saying, hey man, this is what you guys can do if you come together, you have one purpose. And they were like, yeah, coach, we want to go be with Alec.
They come over all the time. The entire team was here one night, and they just helped me feel normal and feel like I still fit in.
The one thing Alec wanted was to graduate. A day before they did the blood work, they came back and said, Alec, you're going to walk. So he goes to graduation. And it was coincidence this year that the way they organized it was based on height. So he ended up being the last one to walk across the stage. And to see him with his friends was a moment that we needed as a family with all the students. coming together and giving us that strength to know that, hey, we have 8 more months of these treatments.
These people were amazing in this community of Tampa Bay, from Tampa Catholic to St. Lawrence to people in our neighborhood, people from all over.
You talk about athletes going above and beyond. I received a video from Danny Cannell, Derek Brooks, Joey Harrington, Titus O'Neil coming in and sending a video to Alec, who he'd never met.
They made it personal. They did shout outs and said, Alec, we heard about your story. We believe in you, man. Don't give up. And I'm not kidding you when I would tell you they would hit at the right time.
For someone they have no idea personally, they just heard about me, and to take the time to just say they care and give me support is just amazing. It's something I'll never forget, ever.
And the physicians over at Moffitt, who were tremendous, we received a phone call from Dr. Reed. A year later, to the hour, around 3 o'clock, but when he was diagnosed, that they called us and said, Alec, you're cancer-free.
When I figured out that it was clear, it was amazing. Just a weight lifted off me that, you know, finally, like, you hear it so many times over and over again that, oh, you're gonna beat this, you're gonna beat this, you got this. Finally seeing that scans are actually clear and that I actually beat it, just, the weight was lifted off me and finally felt normal. Felt like a kid again.
He did it. He did all of it. And now today he's victorious. I mean, he is trying to live what we call the new normal. Looking back now, even with baseball, had he given up that sport, we would not be sitting here talking and having the same conversation.
It's going to impact him and others, and I truly feel that him and his brother will, you know, fight this cause when it comes to kids with cancer.
He is excited, I mean, so excited to put, if you can, put this journey behind him. I think it's going to direct his life in some phenomenal way that God is going to use him. But he's still going to Florida State, which has been his goal since he could probably walk. I can't wait to see what he's going to do. We're all so excited for him.
Just look forward to normal life again and not having to worry about every day going to the hospital or doing chemo, or you just look forward to the normalcy of life where you can go to college and hang out with friends and just everyday little things that people take for granted, but going through it, you really see how much it means to you.